Minecraft Championship 18 is right around the corner, and for the first time on this channel, I'm going to make a prediction on the results of this tournament. From the team that will surprise everyone, to who will lose out, and of course, which team will be the eventual winners. From the Red Ravens to the Faurecia Frankensteins, I'll be running through their biggest strengths and weaknesses to find out who will be the ultimate Halloween champion. Now these are only predictions and of course could be wrong, so why don't you let me know your predictions in the comment section below, and I'll make sure to pin anyone that gets their prediction correct. And whilst you're down there, please subscribe, it would mean the world to me. So with that being said, let's get on, starting with the team I think will be 10th. The Limeliches. Illumina seriously just runs this team. It massively depends on how he does for how far they get up the leaderboard. And that's not to discount Rygar Rocky and Captain Puffy, who are both respectable players in their own right, but maybe not good enough to be able to help carry G Nelly. Now, G is great, don't get me wrong, but in Minecraft, compared to a lot of these players, maybe not so. I can imagine her coming dead last pretty easily, but at the same time she could shock everyone, but that's very unlikely for me. That means the rest of the players in this team basically have to get top 10 to be within a shot. Now I can't see that happening apart from with maybe Illumina, and even so it's going to be tough with this team. So yeah, 10th position. Moving to 9th, we have the Green Goblins. Look, I know Lord Green is coming off a high from one of the most legendary wins of all time. I know H-Bomb is perhaps the best team captain, but I just can't see it working. I don't know. Geminite and Nikki are both not particularly strong, and along with that, Nikki often brings out H's silly side, which is fantastic to watch, but probably not great competitively. So as a group, I just can't see them getting anywhere near 9th. And to be honest, they were very close to being 10th on this list. So yeah, good luck to them. I hope they prove me wrong. And now on to the 8th team, which is the Violet Vampires. I feel like Scott just decided to grab the best 3rd and 4ths from teams and put them in a team by themselves for once. And that's where my issue lays, really. This team doesn't have that one OP player that's going to lead them to victory. However, teamwork does make the dream work, so like they could go on to win it. I'm just not sure. CPK's been doing well recently and could turn it up again, although he has missed one tournament in between these, not including MCC Rising as well, so it's an even longer time. Smallest Beans and Solidarity are both considered strong players, and I agree with that, but they're not like super strong. And Ollie is okay, but he certainly has some heart, so maybe he can push that out. What I'm saying overall though is that these players are good, but maybe not good enough, and that's why they're all the way down here in 8th. But again, I hope they prove me wrong. 7th position in predictions, the Aqua Abominations. So firstly, I'm very, very excited to see the combination of Puns and Anthros for the first time. And honestly, I think they're going to be great together. I generally think that Puns with some time could be a top 5 player. And putting my neck on the line here, I think Anthros could be top 10. He's definitely put in a lot of good performances so far. And well, everyone in the extended Dream Team is just very good at Minecraft, which might make you question why I put them in only 7th. It was a toss-up between these and 6th place, to be honest, and it comes down to Gumi's lack of experience and the fact that personally I believe Shovel is probably one of the best 4ths there is out there. She's a really good 4th, but I don't think she's a really good 3rd, if you get me. That being said, they could both shock me. I feel like I say this for everyone, but it's just because I want everyone to do so well. Yeah, they're all really good. So anyway, moving on. My predicted 6th place team is the Mustard Mummies. As I said, these and the Aqua Abominations are very similar. Sapnap and Puns have both been performing at a similar level recently. Antfrost and Smager are in 20th and 19th in average points, with Smager of course having played a lot more tournaments, but the point still stands. And that's where we come to the slight differences and the reason that these are ahead. Tubbo sits in 30th in average points, with Shovel in 49th, which might not seem like a big gap, but it is. And even without averages, I think Tubbo is very strong and had a good connection with Sapnap last event. And Sylvie as well is just better than Gumi, has taken part in more events, and also has that connection with Sapnap. So as long as they're not arguing over build mart, then they should be able to beat them. But the question really is, could this team have a shot? The answer is almost definitely. I've just pointed out there, they have really strong players, and they shouldn't be this far down low on this list. But there's just a nagging feeling inside of me that they're not going to do as well as they should. And this is sort of my biggest surprise, because I really think this team could maybe even get second. So I guess we'll see what happens in the event. But yeah, they should be up there, but there's just something that's telling me that they won't be. Now to the halfway mark with the Frutia Frankensteins. That's really difficult to say. A lot of people will have this team a lot higher than me. A lot of people will have it lower. But for me, 5th is about right. Dream, of course, is Dream. He's great. He's very strong in a lot of events. He's very logical with his planning and his tactical awareness. George is good. He does well with Dream and Sapnap. But out of the extended Dream team, he's definitely one of the weakest, and I never really see him shine. It's saying a lot to be the weakest in the extended Dream team because they're all amazing. But yeah, Quackity is fun to watch. Tries really hard and did well with Dream recently, but he is still a weakness on this team. And then we come to Awesome Dude, who could definitely do well. And personally, I think he's going to be very similar to Antfrost in terms of his ability in MCC in the future. But this is his first event, and I just can't see him doing that well in this event, as it's his first. And therefore, we find this lovely lot in 5th place. Unless Build Mart is played, of course, because Dream said he'd refuse to play it, and that would probably put them bottom in the end. So let's hope they don't vote for Build Mart. Now on to 4th place with the Red Ravens. Now this team could swing one of two ways. From a glance, Tommy and Philza look like a very decent combo, with them both being around the top 20. Tommy is 21st and I think Philza's 16th now. However, they both haven't really been doing well recently, and I could see this continuing on with this tournament. But that being said, they could also focus each other up and bring each other up more. And if that's the case, I don't think it's impossible for them to win. Wisp is also a great player, despite doing dreadfully last tournament, but that was mostly down to his team, to be honest, which granted did include Phil, but as a three together with Tommy, they could do really well in games like Battle Box to get to the other side, Parkour Tag, and of course Tommy's favourite Sky Battle. And Jack Manifold is a great fourth, however he could also be their downfall, distracting the team by being just too funny. Overall, I'm going with 4th, but that's a bit risky. I think they could be lower. It's going to be very good if they'd have to be very good if they got higher. But yeah, there's potential here. That's what I'm saying. Moving to 3rd place, which I have as the Cyan Centipedes. And this team has absolutely no right to be this high on anyone's list. Ranboo has performed well, but he hasn't proven himself yet. Wilbur is strong, but still hasn't won without his dad being there. Philza. Captain Sparkles has never won a tournament, and this is Sneak's 2nd tournament after the first one where his team came last place. So why are they here? Well, simply because these are the players that always miss out. Seriously, the last few MCCs, Ranboo and Wilbur have missed out on like 3 finals. Sparkles has the Captain Curse, and Sneak somehow never got added to the Dream SMP despite being an absolute delight. It's a bit of a meme, but I could seriously see it happening where they're second place going into the final game with a lead on any other team. Survival games is picked and they're killed off quickly and come third yet again. I think it's written in the stars, and that's why they're Cyan. It shouldn't be the Centipedes, it should be the Cyan curse. And now we move on to our first Dodgeball contestants, who I believe will come second and lose in the final. The Blue Banshees, which could still be the Blue Bats if we're honest. Let's start off with Pete. He's incredible. Seriously, no one has anywhere close to the stats he has. He's amazing at all games, as well as being a great team leader and team player. He's the best, the GOAT. So let's just keep that in mind as we look at the rest of the team. Starting with 5UP, who in my opinion has a lot of untapped potential. I honestly think give it time and 5UP will prove himself, maybe even in this event. I mean, I've seen the amount of devotion he's put in Among Us and lots of other games. And if he puts that energy into Minecraft, he could be, like, great. He could be sensational. And already he's not that bad. I think he's done poorly in some tournaments, but I think he's definitely got some ability there. Along with that, Dan TDM, who, by the way, is still the biggest Minecraft channel on YouTube. Dream is getting closer, though. He's been around forever. I mean, I've watched him since I was 12. He has some good performances in MCC, and if he can bring that one, then that's great. And it will definitely benefit the team. And finally, Pearlescent Moon, who I think is very underrated. A very strong player, a fantastic team player, and I can definitely see that she puts out a great performance and helps the Banshees into Dodgeball. And even if none of them do very well, they still have Pizza Hut, so they're great because he's just that good. But sadly, I don't think he's good enough, because at number 1 we have the Orange Oozers. I mean, seriously, this should not be a shock at all. This team is OP. Some people may look at this team and dismiss it, but the 14th, 12th and 10th ranked players based on average points on a team together, that's mind-blowing. That's ignoring the fact that Meth's sort of kind of in 13th. I mean, wow, I can't see it being any other team apart from this one, especially given that some of the other teams are sort of just kind of weak, and we're missing some big hitters like Fruitberries and Quig. I mean, Gizzy Gazza is pretty strong too, despite having no official wins. He was on the record-breaking team that won MCC Pride. And then Mess, Tapple and Kratzy. Wow. Seriously, I can't put them anywhere but first. And the only way they could mess up is by not practicing Dodgeball enough, because they're definitely going to make it to it. So just practice and make sure that you win it. And I know this is the shortest section of the video, or one of the shortest. It's just that they're that good, I'm at a loss for words. They could possibly beat the points record. I think that's really a possibility here. And anyway, that's my predictions. Make sure to put yours in the comments section below. And also like and subscribe as I head towards 1.5k. It would mean the world to me, as I said before. Finally, thanks for watching and peace.